Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I have Jonathan and Elisheva Stross on the line, and they are co-founders over at Nexus App AI. Jonathan, Elisheva, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, Adam. Thank you.
All right. So first thing first, excited to have you on here. And I have to say, I've done quite a few interviews in the AI space. It's been a real hot topic, but this is the first husband and wife team I've had that were co-founders in the AI space. So first question, how do you do it? Come on. How'd you both get into the space? This is interesting.
It's certainly fun and exciting working together. It tests your relationship.
Yeah.
I guess how we started is going back to the early days of getting into business and entrepreneurship, really.
Mm.
I'm involved myself in the solar energy business.
Hmm.
And I got involved or started that business back in 2010. So it's been about 15 years now. And as I'm sure you can imagine, over a 15-year period in business, you have lots of ups and downs and lots of challenges.
Sure.
Markets change, industries change, customer mindsets change,
Technologies change.
technologies change, all kinds of things. And I guess the most important thing is adaptability and changing with the times,
Mm.
and also perseverance. You can have good times and you can have challenging times, and we've
Hmm.
certainly experienced all of those. It actually took me a while from the very beginning, starting off primarily based on email marketing.
Mm.
After building the business in that way, which was actually very successful, there have been different times in the industry in the market where it's been busy and then quiet. But after a period of working in that way, I developed and changed to selling primarily through eBay, which we built up.
What year was this? Roughly what year was this?
That would be around 2017
Yeah. So you've been doing this a
to
while, at least in that
2018.
piece. Yeah, that's interesting. Go ahead.
Correct. Before then, I developed my own products to bring to the market.
Wow.
There's been all kinds of things which I could perhaps share with you another time, but there definitely wouldn't be enough time during this interview. It was actually only around 2019 when I decided to start the e-commerce website inside of the business, which is one of my regrets, to be honest. It should have been something I did a long time before. But once I developed the website and decided to build things in that direction, that's when I brought my wife on board. She had a lot of experience with websites. She had a background in marketing, even coding, and she really helped me to build that in a big way. And that's really when the company really started to become successful.
Mm.
And it was through that experience and through that success, as we built our marketing and worked with a number of different agencies to build the ad campaigns and to keep up with the demand during the corona, it was actually very, very busy in solar energy because many people were at home and had more time
To go shopping.
yeah, to spend time on these kind of things and work on a project. It's, having solar on their home, they had the time to do it. And then many people that wanted to invest in it, as work may be difficult, to invest in solar to help save money.
Hmm.
And so during Corona was actually very, very good. And then energy after that, energy prices spiked. But that created a huge boost in our industry. So we had to scale accordingly to keep up with that. But what we found was, as we tried working with a number of different ad agencies, is that they weren't offering anything unique and they were actually holding us back. They weren't putting any the strategies in place to really maximize the opportunities that were out there. In fact,
Hmm.
one or two that we worked with were actually hindering our sales as we're working so hard as the founders of the companies, working so hard to build a business. But then we actually had agencies that we're paying a substantial fee to every month. They were actually pulling us backwards.
Hmm.
So that was really where Nexus Apps AI was the idea for that came about. As AI started to develop itself from its infancy and started to become quite prominent, then we knew we had to get involved.
Mm.
The opportunities there were just immense and it has developed so quickly and so fast. You have to try and keep up, but you can also ride that wave.
Wow.
And so I decided in my insights that I had to utilize my wife for this because she's obviously
Hmm.
the smart one in our relationship.
As
So I put her in charge of really studying and becoming the expert in marketing. So how did she do that? It wasn't from coming up with her own ideas per se, but studying from the best of the best. And we were able to, primarily Elisheva, was able to capture all this and put it together into this ecosystem of AI apps that we've created.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just jump in. When Jonathan was working with the solar energy industry, I was more involved in the marketing part, where I was like working on SEO and working on very small stuff. So it was an easy job, and because the market was very, very in high demand, and there was a rush in this industry in the UK, especially. We are UK based. So it was a very easy job to do the SEO, the Google thing, and so on. And then after the rush, all of a sudden, the UK government cut down the energy prices, or they capped it.
They changed the VAT laws to change the circumstances, so it is no longer beneficial customers buying the products directly through the website,
right?
Which is what our business was based on.
Wow.
And that really plummeted, like completely killed the market. And it was a time when we just didn't have any sales. Usually we had like sales every day, like 10, 20, but at some point it was like there was nothing. And once again, we were challenged and we had to adapt again, So, and that was around the time when AI was emerging, and we started looking into it, what it is, and understand it. It was like really foreign for us, but we knew something from the many, many years of experience that there are things that we can't stop. Like we cannot stop the market from crashing or from going up, and from, there's some things that's just completely out of control. And this is the time when we don't whine, or we don't complain, or we don't just get into depression or something. It's just you have to get up and then, okay, now let's ride the wave. This is the time when you really have to adapt. And this AI wave, I'm so sorry, but it's like it's coming and it's here. And whether you like it or not, people are going to use it. Your competitors are going to use it. So if it's either you or us. So we have to go in it, but we just don't understand. We have to understand how our position is to be in it. So in our case, we decided to use it to our advantage to boost the marketing again for ITS Technologies, for the energy business. So what we did was really, Nexus Apps AI is really an all-in-one business platform with tens of AI-powered tools, a purpose built to drive results. Like in its core, we have an app that's called Ad with AI. So it's an advanced ad automation engine that runs your campaigns across several ad platforms, including Facebook, Google, all the main platforms that you know. We're developing it, and now we have about 20, and hopefully we're adding more, like LinkedIn, Instagram, you name it. And what it does is really, it's not just generating ads or generating creatives, but also publishing it and optimizes it on autopilot. So we had a test. We tested it in the past month that we went live. It optimizes the performance of our ads and slashed down the cost per click, yes, by up to 90% while multiplying the ROI. So this is very exciting. It is very exciting to know that an AI can actually do that. When I learned to do the paid advertising on Facebook, on Google, and so on, you got to understand, wow, this is really like a whole different science. And sometimes if you're a small business with 2 people only working on the business, you just don't have the headspace for it, right? So AI was there to try and help take away that burden, take away something that we're not very good at, like, for example, how do you say, analyzing your data, analyzing your statistic, and actually come to a conclusion, okay, with this statistic, what does it mean? What do I have to change? When I did it manually, I was like completely confused. Okay, so this is low, this is high, this metric is low, this metric is high. So how do I change things to make it better? What is it? Is it my funnel? Is it my creative? It's just, sometimes you just don't have the headspace. And in between calls from customers, you just don't have the time. You don't have, the energy to do all that, to understand that. So we utilized AI to do that for us. So I don't have to think about, so how do I change it?
The app actually takes all the hard work out of running the campaigns. From having many years experience in being involved with the campaigns, we understood there's such a science behind it to optimize it.
Yeah.
If it's your full-time job and that's what you do, you have the experience, you can optimize and manage these campaigns manually. But why do that if you don't have to? If you can have an AI assistant that's doing that for you and probably doing it better than you would as well, then why not do that?
Yeah.
You can actually focus your efforts on running the business rather than running the campaigns.
Right.
But there's actually so much more to it than that. There's which Elisheva will explain.
Yeah. So, and then I realized also it's not really just all. It's not just only placing the ads. It's not about understanding the statistic and this and that. It's really right before we go there, we actually have to do the strategies first, right? And a lot of the business, I read up an article not so long ago, and it says that 70% of small businesses in the US, they actually are very confident using Facebook ads or Google ads, but 71% of them, they don't even know what they're doing. They're not sure. I mean, they're not sure why do their ads don't work. They just don't know if it's actually working as it is supposed to be. So the reason is because many of them don't even have the strategy behind it before placing the ads. You have to have like a razor sharp marketing profile, buyers avatars, and different customer segments, and the way you talk to all these different people is also different. So things like that is something that is really overseen, like you completely miss sometimes. And Nexus AI has actually a segment there where you have all these apps that actually can help you build a tailored, razor-sharp marketing profile and buyer avatars for your business. And not only that, one of the apps also can create ad creatives and also images that speaks directly to your most responsive audience and all the different customer segments within the buyer avatars. So, and that is really one of the main reasons why in our tests, the CPC can go down really low, because it's not just about the machine of Facebook. It's not just about how to handle that or how to operate that machine on Facebook or on Google, but also your own strategy needs to be. That's the reason why ad agencies really charge you so much, because the brain behind it is so much deeper and so much more scientific before you go actually put an ad into
and so I'm curious, as we look at, like, I mean, you launched this month. So how are you doing so far? Have you brought on some of the first clients, or have you run some campaigns through this? Obviously, you tested it before you launched, but we're just for context for everybody listening. It's July 21st, 2025.
Yeah.
And I believe, first off, congratulations. I believe you launched earlier this month. Yes.
Yes, we did actually. Yeah, we do have around three or four. Was it three or four customers out there that are actually now I'm actually trying to give them the knowledge to how to use these apps to create those marketing profile and the sharp buyer avatar, like really targeted audience before they actually go into that. So, and we also have tried with Jonathan's solar energy business, which is before it was completely no order, and now we're starting to pick it up again, and it's wonderful. And it's not only we're not only starting to get sales, we also don't spend money as much as before in ad spend.
Nexus Apps AI will actually show you what the savings are for the cost per click and the increasing clicks as well. It'll actually show you percentage wise to show you've saved 80%, 90%. So you know exactly what benefits you're getting from it.
Yeah, and you can compare. You can go to Facebook.
Who would you say would be the target audience for this particular product? Because there'll be business owners, entrepreneurs, executives that are listening to this, and I definitely want them to have the opportunity to, follow up and to connect with you. Who's the target like that this would be? I know you mentioned you did some in the energy space, but who else? Is it industry? Is it size of company? Like, who's it best for?
Right. In any industries, you can use it. It doesn't matter what industry. It's probably better for small businesses and solopreneurs, the people who don't have, the businesses who don't have the resources also or the budget to hire agencies. This is something that for them, okay, I cannot hire agencies, but you can use this and learn to do it yourself. The problem with us before, when we hired an agency and it completely killed our marketing, is because the agencies didn't know the business as much as we did. So, and when you try to do the marketing yourself, you try to create your own strategy, you are the one who actually can make it even more like laser targeted, yes, more focused, because you know the inside and out of your business. You know the heart of it. You know exactly the fire behind that business. And that's the reason why it's probably better for the small businesses and solopreneurs to try and do it themselves first, especially because they don't have
Exactly. So it's for any company really that is either wanting to do paid ads and they haven't even started yet. So they want a tool to enable them to do that and do it in the best way, to know that they're not going to be wasting money on campaigns and know that that's gonna get the most for the money. It could be a company that is spending money on campaigns but feels that they're not getting the most from it, and they want to improve on that.
And what is
It could,
and what would you say is the and is there a price range that you care to share, just so that people, because I want people to follow up, but I want them to know what they're getting into. Is there a price range?
So it's very affordable. Like there's a monthly fee of subscription of $49, but that is using all the entire business
Wow,
suite.
so
Like
so
for
it's
example, the
it's very
marketing.
affordable too. It sounds
It's
like,
very
yeah.
affordable. Once you start paying for ads, you use the ad automation. There's a small fee of 5% per ad spend, which is very small because now you have this automation. You don't spend on ads as much as before. So it's very, very small, a small amount. With agencies, they probably charge you like 10% or something of ad spend, 20%. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason why we're targeting solopreneurs. It's like for people who just started up. Okay, so they don't have the budget yet. It's affordable for them.
Yeah, well, I would say, I'd say it sounds great. I mean, it's definitely sounds affordable for somebody to be able to use, and it sounds scalable as well. That being said, Elisheva, Jonathan, this has been great having you both on the show today. I do want to give my audience an opportunity to connect with you both. What's the best way for people to connect?
You can come to the website. It's called nexusapps.ai. It's apps with a plural. Nexusapps.ai, nexusapps.ai. You can go there. Or on LinkedIn, it's also the same name, nexusapps.ai.
Ah, wonderful. And for
there's
my
many.
audience, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so that you can click on the links and head right on over and connect with Elisheva and Jonathan and Nexus App AI. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Jonathan, Elisheva, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Bye-bye.